Hello there everyone, Alexman here, and welcome back to the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time revisit. Well, last time we got ourselves the Ruby of Death Mountain, and we also got the Sapphire, the Sapphire of Water, and somehow we are kind of like a fiancé to a Zora princess. We have no idea what that means. Yeah, who knows what could happen to us. And we also got in contact with Saria, saying that there was some dread at the castle. Well, I'm not going to worry about that dread now, as there was something I kind of forgot we had to do in our initial run of last session, is that while going after Lake Hylia and going after that bottle, there is a little bit of a hint that we can get over there and do some fishing. Oh, you Peahat! Get away from me, Peahat. No one cares about you. Yeah, it's kind of weird that no one really explores this side of Hyrule before. Like, in Child Link's case, and in all fairness though, with all the stuff, I didn't realize how many Peahats are out here. I thought it was only like one. Well, that's why I'm thinking that's Majora's Mask in that regard. But really no one really explores down here, because in all fairness to the, there's 4 Peahats out here. I guess that's more than enough than anything to understand how much money you can spend for this. But often on your normal playthrough of Ocarina of Time, if you're just going for the basic necessities of just the basic playthrough and everything, you once don't have to go through here, except for probably as an adult Link. When you're going after the big Goron sword. Otherwise though, you don't usually come this way as young Link. But like, how do you get to Lake Hylia normally? Well, there's 2 ways actually. One is here, we use the ladder, and 2 is that you go into the Gerudo Canyon lands and just jump down into the river and let you get pulled into Lake Hylia. But wow, he came out of the rocks, out of the foundations of the building. Man, he's skull told, and they know exactly where to go and everything. But actually, if you come here now, it's like we never got the introduction to this area before. Yeah, when you warp to Lake Hylia, you get no cutscene for showing the world as entirely. I mean, that nighttime did not last very long, I'll tell you that much. We also got the Scarecrow song. We made it the simplest we could possibly be. And we'll basically be relearning that song later on down the game. But there's a place here that we should have gone earlier, but we didn't do it, because we can get an easy piece of heart over here if you want to. And since we're only about 1 piece of heart away, I think it's only fitting that we go this way. And let's go see about this fishing village. Let me get an introduction to this fine fellow here. Well, do you want to go fishing for 20 rupees? Sure. Oh, you have a rumble pack? Today you can feel the vibration, young man. Okay, listen up. Yeah, that dialogue will change depending if you have a rumble pack or not, so bear that in mind. So welcome to the water's edge and press Z to look at a fish. While looking at a fish, you can cast your line with B. Press A to break the line. When the lure drops into the water, you can wiggle it with the control stick. If you're a novice, you can also use B. No shame on that. Reel in your lure with A and hold down A and R. That means the R trigger on the right side. So that's going to be a little awkward with this controller setup I've got here. If you'll hit, press A and then hit down on the hook. After that, you can reel it in with A. You understand that? Yes, I do. I'm so generous, I'll let you fish for as long as you want. However, you can keep only 1 fish. The biggest fish ever caught here weighs 6 pounds. After you cast, you can change your view with Z. That's fish. You are giving yourself a lure. Now, there is I guess different types of lures, I guess, because there is one that's like a fish lure, like a frog lure. It's something that was kind of legendary in a Twilight Princess, where basically there was this legendary lure that you could use. I've never unlocked it because it requires you to do this little kind of like awkward fishing mini game of sorts to do everything else. But anyway, We want to look for a fish that's really heavy, and the one that Navi's looking at is the one we possibly want. So we're going to check that. And now we want to reel this in. But also we want to make sure we can wiggle this, because we want to get that fish to understand we want to be picked up. There we go. We got rigged it, and now we just got to pull back. Just like realistic fish AI, if you pull in the direction that they're pushing or pulling away, they will get tired. So you need to keep turning yourself, your control stick left and right, and pulling back. And we got ourselves the fish! Well, it's about, 4 pounds. Oh, I'm not gonna keep that fish. Get out of here. I'm looking at, it must be that one I'm looking at. There's like one fish that's basically heavier than the fish that's already been fully collected. And it's usually roughly around this spot right here. Just a little, it's like this guy. That's Seymour right there. Look at this big boy. He's gonna get interested. You have to keep, a little bit, keeping him interested by moving the lure a little bit left and right. Come on, you fish! But you have to be careful, though. The fish will basically lose interest in which he just did. Yeah. The fishing, you see, I don't fish in real life, so it's just, when this happens when you get to fish game, it's always awkward to me. Because, like, I just want the fish to actually pick up this cursed thing, and so I can get the reward. There we go. Alright, come on, round 2, buddy. Oh, I think this is hard now. Wait until you have to go into the adult later on when you basically have the time shift happen. And literally, basically, you have to go against a fish that's basically, like, weighs, what, 20 pounds or so? Luckily, it's kind of weird. They didn't really make a fishing minigame in Skyward Sword. You'd think they would have. Like, because Majora's Mask didn't have a fishing with. There's our big guy right there. Wow, this is a real lunker. Let's see, it weighs 10 pounds. Do you want to keep it? Oh, yes, let's keep that fish. That's the fish you're looking for. You want the biggest fish you can possibly get that is literally over 6 pounds or more. Because you want to basically beat the record, because that will get you the reward necessary. There's a bit of a joke with this guy later on, but that's for time later, though. What do you want to do? You want to weigh your fish? Let's talk about something. Let's see, weigh the fish. Whoa! This fish is huge! It looks like it's a new record. It weighs at least 10 pounds. Seriously, okay, here's your prize. You get yourself a piece of heart. Not bad at all. That's definitely what I need, because I definitely needed that extra. But we also, in order to basically leave, we have to tell him and I want to quit. I think he tells you about lures or something like that. Let's see, let's talk about something. You want to try another lure? What are you talking about? Are you so selfish? Do you know what the old saying is, a great fisherman never chooses his own lure? So, I think there was like a lot of debate on what was happening here. Like, I think there was a lure at some point that was kind of like, it was a heavy lure. But I've actually never seen it myself, nor have actually gone after it. But it was kind of like this thing, and I think that's why Twilight Princess had technically the legendary lure itself, the frog lure, which you could get almost any fish with no problem whatsoever. And it's like, okay. I'm a little shocked by that, but that's fine, no worries there. But yeah, it's just like, I'm not really a big fan of a fishing minigame. Because usually it's that one minigame that's kind of usually overcomplicated. Oh wait, we can go... Because I probably want to put a, we can take a shortcut up to, up there. Yeah, we could. But why bother? It's time for a walk. I'm indecisive of what I need to do next. But yeah, I just don't really do fishing minigames all that well. Like, I like it there that's a side objective. It was weird that when Majora's Mask 3D came out, they added a fishing hole that wasn't nearly there. I want to say it replaced another, like, another archery game. Whoa, that guy jumped up high. Hi, Mr. Peahat. I don't care about your flying adapt up there, man. You flew really high. Like, good grief. I knew Peahats could fly really high, but I didn't think it was that high. Maybe that's why when Peahats got changed into what they were in Wind Waker, Oh boy, he's got some babies. Woo! It's like living blades. Oh, there's the running man. He actually, that means if you want to do the side quest of the mass side quest, you can do that. And that was, you have to go after the masks and everything, and jolly good time with it. But this is roughly around the same time when we got figured out there's some type of dread that's happening at the castle. Now, the game does not really indicate this sequence of events all that well. Which I do have to give credit to the manga for this one. Because right now, it's technically the... because we don't know that Link had a nightmare at the beginning of the game. And seeing this dark man basically shooting magic power without him just waking up. Well, we gotta kind of feel like... that's not a dream, that's not a nightmare anymore. That was a prophecy. And now we're getting access to it. It's kind of weird. Again, the whole idea of dreams and everything is never really brought up in this game. Like, we can tell that Zelda's had a nightmare, or like everyone who is sensitive to this, sensitive to magic or something like that, have nightmares when something bad's about to happen. And that got me thinking, did Ganondorf have a nightmare? Because he's also sensitive to this power too. But they never explored that side of the plot list. But like we see Zelda fleeing the scene here with Impa. Now, the game doesn't really explain what happens here. You know, Zelda just basically throws the Ocarina. Luckily that it fell in the water, because if it hit the ground, that's the Ocarina that's broken to pieces. Oh, I don't want to go up that side quest to fix an Ocarina. Ah! Oh! They got away. Curse that horse is fast. Ugh. I lost her. You, over there, little kid. You must have seen the white horse gallop past you just now. Which way did it go? Answer me. I'm not gonna answer to you. So, you think you can protect him from me? You got guts, kid. Oh yeah, I'll show you guts when I set this blade up into you. You want a piece of me? Very funny. I like your attitude. How about a high five from me? Take this. Pathetic little fool. Do you realize who you're dealing with? I am Ganondorf, and soon I will rule the world. Starting with that Peahat over there. Get back here, you. Yeah, it's basically in this moment that Link basically kind of realizes that he's not strong enough to tackle him, you know. He kind of doubts his own power. But at the same time, this scene's kind of basically toned down for the manga. You want to talk about dreadful things? This is where Zelda's father dies. Yeah, Ganondorf actually murders the king here in the manga. Yeah, it's like, what? and it also allows Zelda to flee, but though the fact that Link is actually trying to race after the horse in the manga and trying to get, and that's where he gets the Ocarina. But you found the Ocarina of Time! This is the royal family's hidden treasure Zelda left behind. It glows in mysterious light. And somehow she left a message inside of it. Or maybe this is just a dream that Link just has. Alexman, can you hear me? It's Zelda. Well, Alexman, while you hold this Ocarina in your hand, I won't be around anymore. I wanted to wait for you, but I couldn't delay any longer. What, you want to marry me? You didn't. Okay, never mind. At least I could leave you with the Ocarina and this melody. And so we're learning the Song of Time we're learning here. The good thing Link knows this because in Majora's Mask, this becomes his lifeline. But here, yeah, we learn our next song. But in this game, however, the Song of Time isn't really used a lot, despite it basically being core essence of the game, though. You learn the Song of Time! And we get this nice white screen of everything here, but anyway. Now let's play this melody in front of the altar of the Temple of Time. You must protect the Triforce. Yeah, but now now the king's dead. What do we do? And that's the whole hint point about this, that the king is technically dead at this point. Which is real grim too, because in the manga, Link actually goes into the castle to try to save Zelda. Let's see, what do you have to say here? Welcome to Hyrule Castle Town. It's a peaceful, prosperous town. You're kind of being oblivious to the point that your ruling king, your royal family king, has just been murdered. Ah, of course. Oh well, let's just go. We have a thing to save. Okay. Now with this in hand, there's a few things we can do. Knowing that if you try to go to the castle now, there's basically no way of getting across, so... Also, if you want to come around here, you can find out exactly what happened at the castle by going back here in the hallway here. There will be a guard over here in the back alley. But it's really grim, too. If you talk to this guy right here. Are you the boy from the forest? I finally met you. I have something to tell you. Ganondorf, the brutal king of thieves, betrayed our king. Zelda's nanny, Impa, sensed danger and escaped from the castle with our princess. I tried to stop Ganondorf's men from chasing them down, but the princess was waiting for a boy from the forest. That was you. She wanted to give you something to the boy. If you received it from the princess, hurry to the Temple of the Time. And he's dead. Yep. That guy, you just saw death on screen, folks. He's not moving anymore. That's a little grim. No, Ganondorf not just betrayed the king. He basically had his people come in and basically ripped asunder the king. Basically killed him in cold blood. That's the whole point about that. And that's just gruesome, all things considered. And, okay, what else can we do? Well, we have the magic shop here as well. If you're looking for desperate things for magic, I don't know why a dead goose nut is here, but yeah, there is some magic here that we'll use later if we have to. I don't really feel like we use the magic shop at all mostly in the Zelda playthrough. It just feels like it's just there for some reason. Well, we need to save, we need to make sure the Triforce is going to be fine and dandy, so let's go after that. To the Temple of Time with us. Let's go. And now we're here. The Temple of Time. Well, let's try to save the world, shall we? So that man doesn't pick up the Triforce. We don't want him to win. There are 3 hollows and an inscription here. He who owns 3 spiritual stones stands in the Ocarina of Time and play the Song of Time. That is how the inscription reads. So we need to play the Song of Time here. And not all that we're not being, it's kind of weird that, like, Link doesn't, like, look around or anything and waiting for, you know, the clear and everything. Well, technically at this point, Link here feels like Ganondorf was going after Zelda because that's what he saw, and thinking that, oh, Ganondorf's probably pretty far away at this point, and probably has not suspected a thing. So let's go and like say, hey, maybe if we can grab the Triforce, maybe we can wish him out of existence. Which is kind of funny, because in honesty though, all Link had to do was basically go hide himself away without actually grabbing the Master Sword here. And it probably would have been just fine because Ganondorf would have to find Link rather than basically having him do the thing. But, you know, kids of Hyrule here, Zelda and Link, like they think that they can basically, you know, hold destiny in their hands. Oh, is that? It's that legendary blade. It's the Master Sword. And this is what, in the manga, it links like, if I have this sword, and I'll have more than enough power to take Ganondorf down. Unfortunately for us, the Master Sword has an age restriction. And we are frozen in time. Excellent work. As I thought, you held the keys to the door of time. You have led me to the gates of the sacred realm. Now time for me to be the biggest person in the entire land. Yes, I owe it all you, kid.